Wait, what? Okay, we'll do us Aussie memes. We've had this one up here for ages.
What are we even watching?
Okay.
Don't lock our doors because we're scared of armed intruders. We lock our doors. In Australia, we don't lock our doors because we're scared of armed intruders. We lock our doors to keep the roos out.
It's kind of true though. Like roos will just walk in. They'll be like, "Hello."
A rare image of an
snakes,
American
emus, iguanas, any of that.
and an Australian in a public bathroom at the
Okay, as an Australian woman, I cannot deny or confirm this is how Australian men piss. I cannot, unfortunately.
same time. The end of Australia. Australia versus Pluto. I had no idea they had beef. Australia man caught a sea monster with no eyes and a mouthful of shark.
Ew. Those are setting fires to the bed while you slept. The good old days.
Teeth. I feel like Australia is where the devil keeps his pets. Alternative human evolution. That's just an Australian. Looks like
What? What do you mean? We're not spider people. We have spiders. We're not spider people.
frost, but it's spider season in Australia. Burn the whole country.
Oh yeah, I've seen that in like some parts down further south. I've never seen it in my part, but it's not that green where I am.
Oh damn, my bad. A cow caught casually eating snake in outback Australia. I am confused as to how the food chain works in Australia.
Interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What?
I love you. Now back to our show.
Ah, who did that? Ah, Sin, that's so sweet. I'm like so jump scared by something nice. I thought I was gonna get trolled. And it was something nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a spider
Australian
person.
farm
Stop putting your spider waifu hopes and dreams on me.
celebrates rain falling on farm for the first time in months after the Australian bushfires 2020.
Yes, I lived out rural areas like that. That's literally how it feels when it rains. It's just why I love rain. A lot of my friends in other countries like, oh, I don't even like rain. I fucking love rain because it's not like something. There's only certain weeks of the year you usually get rain.
Australians have accidentally been eating a fish unknown to science. Thank goodness. Usually it's the other way around. Fish unknown to science is eating Australians. Save the animals in Australia. The animals. Yeah, very funny. Let's all laugh at Australia for having all the deadly animals. 2 of those aren't even real, dummies.
2 of those aren't even real. Which 2? To be fair, you would come here more if the little fish thing from like The Mandalorian was here. You guys would come and try and ride it. Don't even pretend.
Wait, what? Why do so many people think spiders are evil and out to get you? Look at this nerd run away in an overly dramatic cartoonish way just because something touched its butt. Hashtag spot the Australian. Punching sharks, now declared Australia's national sport. Each year, in an Australian park, hundreds of people bring their handmade cardboard creations to battle with other participants in a giant cardboard war known as Box Wars, the Mediterranean Sea.
Box Wars! Top right would be great for pulling. Where?
Fits
Oh yeah,
perfectly
true.
inside of Australia. Australia, do this. If this happened, it would drown nearly 5 people.
Okay, there is some people at the top part there, but yeah, a lot of that area isn't inhabited.
Australians women national team lose 7-0 to a team of 15-year-old boys. How about no?
Oh, okay, can people stop fucking bringing that up?
Is this a Halloween decoration or a picture of a house in Australia? The most dangerous flightless bird in Australia is sitting under a beach umbrella, stealing grapes. Are you going to tell what's basically a dinosaur that it can't have your grapes or beach spot? Because I'm not.
Okay, I do find this that, hey, Professor, what? Hello. Okay, what I find really funny about that is that it's the most dangerous bird, apparently, and it is technically a dinosaur, but it's like only killed 1 person, and it's because a kid tried to kill it, and it's just like, how dangerous is it really?
Quokka is a marsupial native to Australia. They aren't afraid of humans and approach them frequently.
I actually don't, yeah, the caraway, I think. Yeah, the caraway. No, I don't think we have a version of Area 51.
Apology for the fact that every other animal in Australia wants to rip your face off. Hashtag Sydney Storm. Non-Australian. I got hit by a hailstone. It hurts. Oh yeah, those spikes are brutal. The what now? This is a sea pickle.
Yeah. Hail can be really big here. Quite cray-cray.
A blob of pyrosomes that live in...
Really? To be fair, I've only seen emus be aggressive too, like in their heat, like in the summers.
the ocean. This one was caught off the east of an Australian coast.
To be fair, yeah, a lot of people just let the cassowaries do their thing because they're
Bro
so...
caught his Snapchat.
annoying. It's the same with magpies. You just avoid them because they're so fucking angry. Yeah.
Thousands of people.
It looks like a blob. Yeah, that's true. That's what I always say to my friends and they don't believe me. Sorry, my mic is like moving a bit. Is like, you just need to not be a dumbass and you're fine in Australia. Because like, most of them will just leave you alone.
Planned to attend a barbecue in front of the home of a vegan Australian woman who took her neighbors to court over the smell of meat cooking in their own backyard. Australia is
when you gotta troll them back because they're being fucking stupid. You can fuck up an emu. This is like, just like guys, like I could beat a bear. It's the same thing, I swear. What the hell? A dingo ate a shark and 2 snakes are fighting.
mental. This is an actual photo of a dog eating a shark while 2 snakes fight to the death. Australian drug addict dresses up as cop and raids another drug addict's home. The hunt is on for the culprit who stole a giant
drug addict inception. Jesus. Hi Zeus, welcome in. Okay, this is also something a lot of people know. There's a lot of like giant things in Australia that everyone just likes for some reason.
10-meter high mango in Australia overnight. Australian news. Where did the man go? How Australian can you get?
Mango? Sorry. Before I can dodge their weird claws. I believe you, bro. I'll look forward to your emu boxing fight.
This guy was 6 foot tall. Fun Australian fact. This kangaroo is waiting for pursuers to come into the water with him, where he will try to drown them. They are extremely good at it. This guy really flew.
I don't know if that's true or not. I can't help you. Hey, super gamer. Yeah, we're doing some Aussie memes. I actually don't know if that's true. It's very hard because Australians troll a lot on the internet. I'm gonna be honest, like, I'd actually have to look it up. So I couldn't even take my brethren's role, like the drop bear word for it, because they'll, like, literally just make up stuff to trick
all the way
people.
from Australia. Australia is beautiful. See a hawk literally throw a snake at an innocent family. This really reassures me about my upcoming Australia work trip. In 2013,
See, Australia's
Australia
just full of some good-natured trolls, see?
Man set up a ghost catching camera. Instead of ghosts, he caught his girlfriend doing it with his own son. Australian
What? Okay. Is koalas that fall from trees? Pff, true. What? I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, to be fair, I would say I wouldn't know many Australians that are dumb enough to just go in the water while a kangaroo's in it, so...
McDonald's is pooping on American McDonald's. What the hell? Rare mutated golden Australian possum is named Pikachu. A possum broke into an Australian
That is such a good name. Pikachu.
bakery and ate so many pastries it couldn't move. This is how they found him.
Oh my god, look at that poor little chubby little buddy. Look at him. He's like, oh, it was so worth it. Yeah.
It couldn't move. This is how they found him. My dad got jumped by a kangaroo today. Damn. 1 week in Australia.
I had to worry about all the drug addicts. No, you gotta worry about the kangaroos.
Yeah, that's a lot going on. Lemurs sharing a meal. I thought this was a new spider from Australia. Not all
God.
Australian animals will kill you. Don't get me wrong. He wants to. He just can't. Australian Prime Minister says
True. Some Australian animals want to kick your ass, but they don't have the genetic capabilities.
he didn't poop his pants at McDonald's in 1997. 100% chance this guy pooped his pants at McDonald's in 1997.
It is so funny that he had to make a statement and everyone was like, I don't believe you. And they just literally keep putting it on his wiki page that he did it. Because people just don't believe him. There's even a plaque at the McDonald's it happened at. Like, Prime Minister Scott Morrison shat his pants here or
Left
whatever.
her window open in her bedroom and came back to find this. Look at his self-satisfied little face. Australia. If there was a post to describe Australia, this is it. Having an Australian accent is like being sent to prison for a crime I didn't commit. Being Australian is because of a crime you didn't commit. Cruel. Never forget.
True. Honestly, I saw Tasmanian devils, funny enough, in New Zealand, and they look like beat-up rats.
First ever Olympics gold medal was won because the guy was coming dead last, and everyone in front of him fell over. A national hero. How do Australians reproduce? We throw a boomerang, and whoever catches it is our designated male. Why is a kangaroo smashing a pig? Why is the duck watching?
Okay, was that male or mate?
We throw a boomerang, and whoever catches it is our designated male.
Male mate. A designated mate.
Why is a kangaroo smashing a pig? Why is the duck watching? Why is there a 10-foot tall guy with a spear
Well, he's on a hill. He's just up there, and I'm assuming that's a native Australian.
in the back? Australian man involved in a shark attack beats shark to death with his own severed leg. Do you know what to do if you're bitten by a tarantula hawk wasp? Hold on, by a what? If I was an Australian magpie, would you guys still like me? Answer me.
Answer me. The answer is no, angry fox.
Australian young dad almost made his child blind. Andrew, 28 years old dad, couldn't stop his kids' cryings, so he poured no tears shampoo directly into his eyes.
Oh my god. No tear shampoo into his eyes.
This is horrible. There was a man named
Yeah, it's like
Joseph
horrible, stupid, or the worst dad joke of all time.
who escaped an Australian prison so many times they built a special cell just for him. He escaped that as well. You know sweatpants? In Australia, we called them tracky decks. I'm starting to think you Aussies are just fucking with us. We actually aren't.
They
and
do
that's
call them trackies. I've never heard tracky decks. Maybe to kids, but trackies is a thing.
the horrendous part. My
What do you
Australian
mean me as a parent? I would be a great parent. Fuck you guys.
friend falling into the sky after I break his ground harness. Baby kangaroos saved from the Australian
wallabies.
wildfire. You know what really annoys
More than a kangaroo, but I don't know. Don't know what about swooping season. Yeah, they don't know the
me
fear.
about Australians? They call McDonald's Macca's. Why? My friend just went
Sounds cooler. So I don't know.
out for dinner, and this guy turned up at the window like he had a reservation. So this bird lands on the deck, takes a poop, and then looks at me like he wants to start a fight. Monty bought a kangaroo and let it go in the house. Sometimes I get mad at Australian stereotypes, but then I remember that my
Exactly, yeah. I've heard trackies. You've heard tracky decks? Maybe it's different. I heard, like, things are very different between states, I find here.
backyard looks like this. Who would win?
Mickey.
Every creature in Australia, every Florida man, they would breed. I hate how this is a viable option.
They would breed? Why? Why would they breed? Florida, what the fuck?
Finally, some good news. Australia is healing. Due to less pollution, Earth is now visible from Australia. Listening to this from
What?
Australia. That's so sick. Thanks for the support. I didn't say I liked it or it was good. Sounds like shit. English summer. OMG. I'm melting. It's so hot. Australian summer. It's a little hot today. Aussie wife is slammed for packing
Yes. 40 degrees. To be fair, I can't do 40 degrees anymore. I've been a city slicker
your
too
husband's
long.
lunch. Stop treating him like your child. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. Dog head versus cat's head. Australia. Well, there's another thing I'll never unsee. Wallaby hops along Sydney
I
Harbour
see it.
Bridge, surprising motorists. So they race cars.
Oh my god. They always end up in the weirdest places. Australian accent came from alcoholic slur.
Australia accent came from alcoholic slur of early settlers, says expert.
Okay, shut up. Shut up, bitch. Shut up. I won't take this slander any longer.
pretty much never been less surprised by anything. America's
Depends where the hell you are in Oz. Honestly, in Western Downs, it's a bit more. It's like low, dry heat. North is wet. It really depends where the hell you are. Honestly, if you're near the beaches, it's very humid.
we need guns to defend ourselves.
I do drink on occasion.
Melbourne man fights off carjacker with Nescafe Blend 43 jar. New password. Australians strong. New password. Emus stronger. Australians aren't
Fake news.
real people. Australians
40 degrees. I have no fucking idea how hot it is in Fahrenheit. I don't know how to convert Fahrenheit. Defense weapon, Nescafe jars. Yeah, exactly. You guys want nukes? You just need a good jar.
It's not that dangerous here. Claw machines in Australia. Many tears will be shed in Australia. Roger the Roo dies.
Dude is so buff, it's ridiculous.
Age 12. Australian guys encounter
My accent is charming, guys. Thank you.
great white shark around their boat. I would be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Man with beer in one hand and a hose in other.
But apparently Cairns is so humid, you'll like get wet outside. It's incredibly, because it's very like up the top is very tropical.
Defends his home from the fire. Australia. Yeah, that's pretty much every.
My sister does 50 degrees every summer where she is, and I'm like, ugh.
every summer ever for us. Accurate. Welcome to Australia, where a fast food restaurant literally made mirrored reflective sea gulf-proof packets for their fries,
Oh
so
my
they don't
God.
try to fly down and steal your fries. Australian man makes the ham dog, a hot dog and burger combo. POV,
Yeah.
you are trying to sleep in Australia. Pig in
There's monsters nearby.
Australia, steals 18 beers from campers, gets drunk, fights cow. Western Australia,
That is such an accurate. That is so accurate.
covered in huge amounts of snake-infested sea foam. Courageous
Why is it snake-infested sea foam? I hate that. Oh, there goes my joke. My first thought was like, man, I want to go in that sea foam. And it's snake-infested? Why?
border collie leads 900 sheep to safety during Australian bushfires. An Australian man
What a good boy. He saves 900 sheep.
typed every number from 1 to 1 million in words, not numbers, on his typewriter. It took him 16 years. I was applying for an Australian citizenship, and the interviewer asked, "Do you have a criminal record?" I said, "No. Is that still required?" Oh my god. Newly discovered Australian spiders.
No. Do you actually think you could resist the urge saying that joke if you came to Australia? Like on a visa or for citizenship? Could you resist?
And swim and eat toads. I'm never going to Australia. Flat earthers claim Australia doesn't exist, and people who live there are paid actors by NASA. OMG, I didn't know Google Translate does Australian. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming this evening. Shallows and gentle joeys. Australian
Oh
helicopter.
no! Oh my god, I hate that. He said that's so funny. To create the taco burger dog pizza? What? Patent pending? I hope it's not pending. Yes, they said that so with Sheila's. It's Sheila's. Sheila's and Gentle Joey's. Boomerang, Shrimp, Hugh Jackman. There we go.
No Joey's. Australian helicopter owners are dropping thousands of vegetables to feed the wildlife affected by the Australian bushfires. Footage of an Australian guy fishing from a drone is being investigated by authorities. Rescued this little guy today. Not all animals in Australia want to see you die. Dorito rewards Australian teenager with $20,000 for finding an air-filled Dorito chip in her bag and then putting it on eBay. Australians who won't unlock
Why was it worth that much?
their phones could face 10 years in jail. As an Australian, I'm sick of all the stereotypes. I go about my day just like the rest of you. The
Why is the koala riding his face?
Australian firehawk drops burning
This isn't fucking Alabama
sticks
or
into the
Florida.
dry areas to further spread wildfires, thereby catching fleeing prey. Australian man pleads guilty to storming animal shelter to get his cat back. Quick, the
Fair,
Australians
fair. You gotta do what you gotta do.
are asleep. Post pictures of normal outdoor animals. As an Australian, this is all I know about American geography.
I'm lucky if I knew that. I remember when we were playing GeoGuessr, Twitch chat had to tell me where the fuck New York was. I thought it was like on the left, but it was on the right, and I had no idea. I kind of knew the Florida penis thing, but yes, this is accurate. I just think that's all Texas. I'm gonna be for real. My friend told me they lived in some place, like I think it's like near Utah or something, and I'm like, where the fuck is Utah? And it's like, nah, the center's just Texas.
You went around Texas. Australia in films versus Australia in real life. Instagrammer raises $500,000 for Australian bushfires by selling nude photos for $10. Good job. When an Aboriginal Australian girl graduated college in 2016, her grandfather, an Aboriginal elder who lives on a remote island, traveled almost 2,000 miles to attend the ceremony and dance with her. Australian problems. If you're
When her granddad goes 2,000 miles, but none of us can even get our dads to pick up the phone.
ever feeling down, just remember that 52,000 Australians have signed a petition to change the Australian currency to dollary dues, a meteor that flew over Australia.
Everyone says that though. Dollary dues. I do too.
Looked awfully familiar to the Death Star laser.
True.
Meanwhile, in Australia, roads subject to melting. Indicators show depth.
That's actually happened to me. I've walked into melting tar onto shoes and stuff. It's disgusting. It'll just ruin it.
Australia's families live in fear of the huge kangaroo haunting their suburban streets. What is going on in Australia?
It's because because like big kangaroos like that actually rarely come into suburbs, so it's like makes a big deal because they're usually very tiny.
America, our national bird is the eagle, and it is a beauty, and it symbolizes freedom. India, our national bird is the peacock, because its beautiful colors represent our country and its glory. Australia, our national bird is emus, and we hate them, and lost a war against them. Jamaica.
Exactly. Yeah. Fuck. Most of our mascots were just like, fuck those guys. Like, it's same with kangaroos. Everyone's like, it's so nice having kangaroos. Get the guns. Because they're pests here. It's just saying, the only ones we don't have a grudge against is the koalas. That's about
Jamaicans'
it.
world's second fastest man is visibly stunned after being beaten by a mullet-sporting Australian sprinter whose name he doesn't even know. In 100-meter heat, Australia gifted the royal baby, a pet crocodile that was born on the same day as the royal baby, and thus has been named George. They're twins. Australia reptilian conspiracy to place a croc on the throne. Who the hell thinks a crocodile is an appropriate gift for a baby? Australia. To all.
Well, I'm assuming we keep it in the zoo. And it's just named after him, so it's like, because Australia's a Commonwealth, so it's just like, I guess, but I imagine like a kid like would find that kind of cool if they visited Australia. It's like, oh my god, they named a croc after me.
Kids,
maybe.
if you ever feel like you're weak or pathetic, remember, you live in the most dangerous and hostile country, where every creature is murderous and deadly. You're automatically more hardcore than any kid in any other country. This is actually quite uplifting. I love Christmas.
Exactly, king of the zoo, guys. Hook it up with the guard with croc, yes. Oh my god. To be fair, they found that some crocs have been like what do you call it, domesticated a bit. So I don't know, but yeah, I feel like it would be very awkward if they did give it directly to the child and the croc ate him or something. Australia would legit never live it down. Would like, oh fuck. Next to the film with Aussie gun laws. Are you guys allowed long arms to stuff like animals? Yeah, that's the most common way to get a gun license. You aren't allowed automatic guns or whatever, mainly hunting guns.
This time, everyone in the UK, Europe and the US is blogging about snow and fireplaces like and keeping warm, whilst here in Australia, we're just with no tourists
around. Semi-auto, I don't think so. But after a certain point, a lot of like gun people I've heard, don't think there's much sport in it, like after a certain point when you're just like blasting them, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's only some that are allowed. I think mainly like hunting rifles. I'm not really sure because you can't have them for some reasons, but hunting is a pretty common reason. I'm not really 100% on the laws because I don't hunt. But it's like a needed thing in
Australian scuba tour operators have planted more than 1,000 pieces of coral at the Great Barrier Reef to help restore the marine ecosystem. Australian man kept unique rock for years, assuming it's gold. It turned out to be a rare 4.6 billion year old meteorite. Yeah.
That's really cool, actually. But yeah, this is actually a thing, the dinosaur thing. Australia has some of the most dinosaur bones in the world because we had so many dinosaurs here that lived through the meteorite. Pretty cool. It's a pain in the ass. It did even out in there, but like they're harder to hunt than kangaroos because kangaroos are so much easier to take down. But the main one that people hunt are kangaroos and because they breed easier, and boars because they're not native and they just fuck up the environment.
This is actually insane. So this thing weighed 200 kg and they only died 40,000 years ago and lived in Australia. Nuts.
Yeah, that's what crocodiles are from. They're descendant from them big boys.